We've been told as women that belly fat is unhealthy, unattractive, and caused by nothing more than eating too much or just not working out hard enough. We're told that if we just diet harder or torture ourselves with endless crunches, we'll somehow wake up with flat abs the next day. But here's the thing, while there is a grain of truth to this is not the complete story, because there are so many things that nobody ever really talks about when it comes to belly fat, especially for women, whether it's trainers, influencers, or even doctors. And honestly, we've been misinformed, undereducated, and flat out ignored when it comes to understanding how female bodies actually work. So we keep trying to fix something we don't even fully understand. And in this video, I'm going to expose 7 bold truths that nobody ever really talks about when it comes to women, and exactly what you can actually do about each one. We'll also break down the differences between the types of belly fat, because depending on which one you're actually carrying, your strategy might be completely wrong. So let's go ahead and break this down woman to woman. Right, before we get into the juicy stuff, we need to talk about something that nobody properly explains: the types of belly fat. There's the visceral fat, which is the deep kind that you can't immediately pinch. It hides under your muscles and wraps around your organs. This is the type that's linked to heart disease, insulin resistance, and hormonal imbalances. It's sneaky. You might not see it at first, but you can definitely feel it. That heavy, bloated, puffy sensation around your midsection that just won't seem to go away. That's often visceral. Then there's the subcutaneous fat that sits right under your skin. It's the soft stuff that you can grab with your hands. The one that most of us obsess over in the mirror. But here's where it gets interesting. Even that underneath the skin fat isn't all the same. There's a superficial layer that sits right under the skin, which is easier to burn. It responds to things like hydration, movement, and proper nutrition. Then there's a deeper layer that sits closer to your muscles. That one's a lot more stubborn, more hormonal, more stubborn, and harder to move. It actually behaves more like visceral fat. But if you've been doing everything right and your lower belly still won't budge, that's probably your deep subcutaneous fat that's holding on for dear life. And let's be clear, it's not just about calories. These layers respond differently to posture, sleep, hormones, and even stress. So if you're sitting all day, your posture collapses, your core shuts off, and the muscles under that fat stop supporting your belly. So if you've ever been pregnant, that area probably stretched or weakened, which changes how your body holds fat in that area. And if you're constantly stressed, cortisol, your body's main stress hormone, literally tells your body to store fat right there to protect your organs. And now that you know that, let's get into the 7 things that nobody told you when it comes to your belly fat and what actually to do about it. Number 1, your belly swells and shrinks over the course of your cycle, not because you gained fat. Have you ever noticed that one week your stomach looks flatter and the next week you feel like you've gained 5 pounds overnight? Yeah, that's not fat, that's your hormones. Your menstrual cycle has 4 phases: the menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulation, and your luteal phase. And each phase changes how your body holds water, digests food, and even where your body stores energy. In the luteal phase, the week right before your period, your progesterone spikes and your estrogen begins to drop. And when that happens, your digestion slows down, your body holds on to more water. You feel bloated, puffy, and tired. You didn't gain fat. You just retained fluid. So if you step on the scale, don't panic. You're not off track. You're just in a different phase. So what helps? Keep the sodium low during this time. Drink more water. And I know this sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but it works. And move your body more. Think walks, yoga, stretching. Number 2, that lower belly pooch isn't just fat. It's structure and your weak core muscles. Can we talk about that stubborn little pooch for a second? You know that lower belly that hangs no matter how clean you eat? Yeah, it's not just fat. And what most women don't realize is they're seeing a combination of subcutaneous fat and weak or stretched core muscles underneath. If your deep core, your transverse abdominis, isn't activated, it's like your belly loses its natural core set and it starts to push forward. And if you've ever had a baby, sat at a desk for years and remained sedentary, or dealt with chronic bloating, that weakens it even more. So no, you can't just crunch it away. You can't just mainly work on the surface muscles, not the ones that pull your belly in. What works is retraining your deep core muscles, breathing drills, pelvic tilts, glute bridges, and planks. So try this right now. Sit up straight and take a deep breath in through your nose. And imagine zipping your abs from your pelvis upwards towards your ribs. That's your deep core firing. Do this a few times a day, every day, and you'll start to see the difference. When I stopped punishing my lower belly and actually started strengthening it, my pooch started to flatten. Not overnight, but consistently. Number 3. Your hormones literally change where your body stores fat as you age. And nobody warns you about this. When you hit about your mid-30s, estrogen, the hormone that you use to keep fat stored in your hips and thighs, that starts to drop. And when your estrogen drops, your fat starts to migrate north. Suddenly, the same habits that you used to do when you were younger don't seem to work anymore. And you start to store fat around your belly instead. This isn't your fault. This is simply biology. Your body is trying to protect your organs as your estrogen fades. But that same survival mechanism is what makes your waistline a lot thicker. So if you're in your 30s, 40s, or even 50s, here's the truth. You're going to have to strength train a lot more. It's not optional anymore. Strength training is going to boost your metabolism, build those muscles, and helps balance your hormones naturally. So aim for 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week. Think your squats, your deadlifts, your rows, your lunges. Movements that go ahead and train your entire body. Eat your protein. Aim for around 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. This is going to help preserve your lean muscle mass and keep your metabolism running. Muscle is medicine for your hormones, period. Number 4, stress literally changes your shape. And this one infuriates me because women get blamed for this constantly. We're told to just stop stressing. But when you're juggling work, family life, kids, and you're trying to be healthy, that advice just seems like a joke. So here's what's actually happening. When your stress hormone, cortisol, is elevated for too long, it literally changes how your body stores fat. So let's say you're having one of those days. You've barely slept and you're living on coffee, running on fumes, and your body just dumps a project on you at 4 p.m. And by dinner time, you are craving carbs like crazy. That's your cortisol saying, we're in danger. Store fat in the middle where it's actually safe. And if you live like that every day, non-stop stress, little sleep, no recovery, your body learns to hold on fat there by default. So what helps? You don't need to quit your entire life. You need those micro moments of calm. Going for a walk instead of doom scrolling. Turning your workouts into strength-based stress relievers, not punishment sessions. Your body won't let go of that fat until it actually feels safe. And that's not weakness. That's just survival programming. Number 5, PCOS and endometriosis aren't just about willpower. If you have PCOS and endometriosis and you've been beating yourself up for your belly fat, you need to stop. These conditions change your hormones, which makes belly fat so much harder to lose and a lot easier to gain. In PCOS, high insulin and androgen levels push fat right to your abdomen. In endometriosis, inflammation and estrogen dominance cause swelling and fluid retention in the belly, often causing that endobelly. For PCOS, focus on balancing your blood sugar levels with high protein, fiber, healthy fats, and of course including that strength training session at least 3 times a week. For endo, focus on anti-inflammatory foods. Wild salmon, turmeric, leafy greens, and your magnesium. And move, of course, in ways that support your recovery. Number 6, lack of sleep can build that belly fat. Now this one's particularly sneaky. You can eat right, train right, do everything right, but if you're not sleeping properly, your belly is probably not gonna budge. When you're sleep deprived, your cortisol rises, your hunger hormones go wild, and your body becomes insulin resistant. That means that even if you eat healthy, your body stores it differently. And let's be honest, when you're exhausted, you crave those sugary comfort foods. You snack late, your digestion slows, and that fat heads straight to your midsection. Fix isn't complicated, but it takes discipline. Set a bedtime, no screens before bedtime. Remember, sleep isn't a luxury, it's a fat loss tool. And number 7, you cannot spot reduce fat. Yes, it's true that you cannot directly target belly fat, but that doesn't mean that you're powerless in how your overall body looks. When you build strength in your core, glutes, and your back, you literally change your body's frame, and you tighten that canvas. When your posture improves and your muscle tone increases, your belly looks a lot flatter, even before you lose an ounce of fat. So just try this. Stand tall, pull your shoulders back, engage your glutes slightly, and draw your ribs down, and look in the mirror. Your shape changes instantly, not because of weight loss, loss, but simply because of an alignment. So the combination of strength training, mobility work, core work, hydration, good sleep, nutrition, and hormone balance doesn't just burn fat, it changes your entire silhouette. So if you've been struggling with belly fat, now you know the truth. Your belly isn't a problem, it's a signal. And if this opened your eyes, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, and subscribe for more videos like this. Check the links in the description as I've added personalized tools to help you balance your hormones, train smarter, and finally feel at home in your body. And I'll see you in the next one.